Hello and welcome to Tampa Bay Right Now, a program dedicated to addressing important issues in our Bay Area, promoting awareness and providing you, the community, with information and resources needed to find solutions to these issues. Now, the content for today's topic may be too sensitive for some viewers, so viewer discretion is advised. Hi, I'm Allison Burns, and today we are talking about human trafficking. Joining me is Family and Community Director Lisa May Rose from the Florida Department of Children and Families. And also joining me is the President and Founder of Bridging Freedom, Laura Hamilton. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So Lisa, tell me, first of all, what is human trafficking?
Human trafficking is the transportation, recruitment, harboring, and obtaining children for the purposes of either labor or other services. And really the intent is to exploit the children for either personal or financial gain.
And is it only children that we're talking about?
This also involves adults worldwide. From the Department of Children and Families standpoint, we do deal primarily with the children involved in this crime.
Okay, and so how do you get considered to be a part of this? Like, what are the situation? What kind of situation do you have to be in for it to be considered human trafficking?
It would involve a child, a minor under the age of 18, who would be involved in behaviors that are indicative of trafficking. Where we could have adults that are not necessarily the children's caregivers, that are working to exploit the children through force, coercion, false promises. Basically, these children would enter the pathway into human trafficking through a number of means, and the indicators that we would look for would be children engaged in activities that would indicate that they are being trafficked either for labor or other services.
Okay. And Laura, tell me about Bridging Freedom and what your role is in all of this.
Well, seeing that there was a lot of good people doing a lot of good things here in the Tampa Bay area about human trafficking, there was a big gap in providing a therapeutic placement solution for the children that were being rescued here in Tampa Bay by undercovers, FBI, officers within the task force, and in fact not just in Tampa Bay, but there was no placement solutions in all of Florida. So knowing that we needed a home, a safe home with therapy, health management, life skills, to be able to rehabilitate these children back to society after being traumatized like they have been.
Right.
So that's where Bridging Freedom was birthed.
And is trafficking prevalent in Florida? Because I know when I first heard about this subject, I was like, really? Here?
Yes.
You really don't hear about it, and if you do, you think about movies or foreign countries. So how prevalent is it here?
It is becoming quite prevalent.
Really?
As a matter of fact, over the last year, the state of Florida has received over 220 reports of concerns regarding children being human trafficked throughout the state of Florida. Here in the Hillsborough County, Tampa Bay area, we have received and currently do have 20 children that we're currently working with that we believe may have either been a victim of human trafficking or confirmed to be involved with human trafficking.
Wow. And Laura, what are some of the symptoms, or should I say, for lack of a better word, that some of these children are going through?
The majority of them are so traumatized that they develop Stockholm Syndrome. And that is where a child feels connected to their abuser and will run back. And that's why DCF has a need for a different kind of service than what we have in the society, in our community right now, because these kids will run away from anywhere that they're placed just to get back to that abuser. So definitely the therapy needs to address the Stockholm Syndrome.
Right, because it's almost like a brainwashing for them, right?
Absolutely.
They're connected to this person or this place because that's all they know, and so anything else feels foreign.
There's so many different factors that could cause the child to run back. Either they're fearful for themselves or their family, they have that trauma bonding, or it's just a normal thing for them now because they've been in it so long. They don't know what life is like anymore.
Right.
So there's so many different reasons why they run back.
And Lisa, are there laws that are put into place right now to help prevent or stop this?
Actually, through the support of Governor Rick Scott, the Safe Harbor Act was put into place, and that allows us to have a much more integrated response to dealing with these children who are victims of human trafficking. In lieu of arrest now, when children are engaged in acts that are related to some type of prostitution, instead of those children being detained and involved with the Department of Juvenile Justice, law enforcement engages the Department of Children and Families now so that we can really have a much more integrated approach to assisting these children, ensuring that their medical needs are met first and foremost.
Right.
And then, as we were just discussing, doing the assessment process, finding safe and nurturing environments for these children, making sure they have the therapeutic services that they need to reintegrate them into the community.
And how, well, let's back up a little bit. How do you even find the children that are affected? Do people reach out to you and say, hey, I suspect something, or like how do you even find these people?
Concerns are called to the Florida Abuse Hotline, and the Florida Abuse Hotline will take the information from the caller and then initiate an abuse report. And the Department of Children and Families would then launch an investigation around those concerns, and again involve all of our community partners in that process, including a very strong collaboration with our law enforcement partners.
Okay. And so what can the community do, Laura, to help get involved and to help stop this epidemic?
First and foremost, realize it's happening here in Tampa Bay. Just your own personal awareness. Know that your children are specifically being targeted. Education has to be a part of this. So what you can do is educate yourself, your children, your family, and then to reach out to one of the service providers. There's many here in Tampa Bay that are trying to do something about this. Redefining Refuge is a short-term home that just opened, and this is for children who aren't as traumatized, that won't run away to the extent that maybe a longer-term home would provide. So Bridging Freedom is providing the long-term solutions, and so the community can definitely reach out and help to fund these campuses and to just help be a part of that campus as well. Bridging Freedom is going to need to help our staff. We're going to need community volunteers to come on and to mentor that child, develop that relationship with the child so that when she leaves, they'll call and say, hey, let's go out to dinner. How are you doing today? Let's go buy you new shoes. Let's get your hair cut, just to stay with that child, like a big brother's big sister, to help tutor the child while she's still on campus. When she shows up at campus for the first time, she's not going to be in clothing that's appropriate. So we need the community to help provide even that, a welcome basket, you know, new sheets, a teddy bear.
Right. And I think what both of you said, awareness is key.
Absolutely.
So thank you both for being here and for shedding light on this, because like I even said, you really don't ever hear about it happening. So I think awareness is key in this situation. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Coming up next, I will be joined by a human trafficking survivor and the woman who helped save her right after this.